Bitcoin's rallying, gathering steam, up about 40% this year. It comes as lawmakers are trying to figure out ways to regulate cryptocurrencies. With us is Michael Sonnenschein, Grayscale CEO, who is in D.C. talking to the House and Senate members as his lawsuit against the SEC moves forward. We've seen that GBTC do a little bit better as Bitcoin has gone up, Michael, but obviously still at a huge discount to where it would be trading if you got a spot ETF. Any progress? I know that it's episodic. Every time you're on, you bring us the latest. What is the latest now? Where does it stand?
Well, we actually got some great news last night being here in D.C. The litigation against the SEC is moving along quite swiftly. The district court in the Fifth Circuit announced that oral arguments for our case would be heard on March the 7th. So moving things along quite quickly, and I think really on an expedited timeline. It's wonderful to be back in D.C., new year, new Congress, and our team is really here meeting with both sides of the aisle, both houses of Congress, and really continuing to advocate for investors. This is a really important issue and affects millions and millions of investors that own GBTC directly through ETFs, through mutual funds.
What would you like to see? And the feet dragging, I don't see any, with Gensler, everything else. I don't see the regulations that you need to finally get to where you want to be. Seems still far off. Is it 2023 when you think we'd see something, Michael?
Well, we're certainly expecting a decision from the courts in Q2 or Q3 of this year. But I think the frustrating thing for investors and certainly for the Grayscale team is that we're actually a business that was born in the U.S., made use of existing U.S. regulatory frameworks to bring crypto to investors in a safe and compliant way. And actually, the approval of a spot Bitcoin ETF doesn't require new legislation being passed. In fact, it fits into existing regulatory frameworks. And I think as we're meeting with both houses yesterday and today, what we're really hearing from folks is that a lot of them share in the belief that had the SEC already approved a spot Bitcoin ETF, allowed GBTC to convert to an ETF already, that a lot of the recent investor harm we've seen in crypto would have been prevented. A lot of these investors would not have gone to offshore exchanges and gotten caught up in some of the businesses that are not regulated by the U.S. the way that Grayscale is.
Michael, is it too simplistic to say that some of the things that the SEC or FTC is looking at in terms of not allowing the spot ETF, these are some of the risks that you concede in trying to go forward with this? You acknowledge that some of these things are, it's still a relatively new landscape, and it's some of the things they worry about. You acknowledge are things that you worry about as well.
Of course we do. Crypto is a new and emerging asset class, but it is here to stay. I think that it's important to remind the role that regulators like the SEC play when it comes to investors. They're not here to tell investors what to or what not to invest in. They're here to ensure that all the proper disclosures are made, and so that when investors do go to put capital to work, that they're, of course, being made aware of all the risks associated with any potential investment they're making, right? Whether that's Bitcoin or otherwise. And that's really the role of the SEC, a disclosure regulator, not a merit-based regulator.